Hi, y'all. I wanted to go over chapter 11. I'm going to try to do this quickly, but I have a lot. So I'm just going to try to just hit the high points, read my notes. Number one, though, first and foremost, okay, this chapter, if you don't read anything at all out of Hebrews, read chapter 11. This is talking about faith, just blind faith in Jesus and in God, okay? So it goes through all the Old Testimonies. It kind of sums it up and says this person did this because of his faith. This person, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, let's read chapter 11, verse 1 real fast. Okay, what in the world is happening here? Okay. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. So they had faith in something that they had none of this. They did not have any kind of proof. They didn't have these testimonies like we do. We have a Bible with scripture that has all these testimonies in it that says, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. They did not have this. They blindly followed God. Like, they just put their faith in Him 100%. And faith is not hoping something happens. Faith is knowing that it will happen for you or for whatever. So putting your faith in God, because you know that what is asked will be given. What you ask for will be given. You put your faith in God because you know that His path is the right path. Okay? So, alright, let's move on. Faith is confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Let me just pull this out. Okay. People in the Old Testament had true faith, which helped them do the amazing things that they did. Like Moses parted the Red Sea, allowing him and the Israelites to come out of Egypt. The Israelites believed God would cause the walls of Jericho to fall so they could conquer the city. And then it happened. With faith, He will shut the mouths of lions, raise the dead, make you fireproof, part the oceans, and move mountains. Our faith is so, so important. Just to have the willingness to trust God and to do His will. Yes, faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains, but the bigger the better. So it's important for us to not only plant the seed, but to grow the seed. So we should be growing in this faith daily. Okay? Make time for God, study His Word, conversate with Him. If you spend time with Him every single day, start, if this is something that you're not comfortable with, you're not typically doing, or you're just not sure how to start, just 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, just have a conversation with God. May that might just be a quick little prayer or reading the Bible. Just give Him a specific amount of time every single day, and then as the time goes on, increase that amount of time. And if you do something for a set amount of time, like I can't remember, there's actually a scientific thing about if you make a habit by doing something every day, it will be routine for you. So you won't even think about it, you'll just do it. So it's important to grow, not just to plant the seed, but to grow your faith, okay? You have to believe 100% that God spoke and then it was done in the beginning. So you can't be let me just finish reading this. If you believe that God spoke and then it was in the beginning, that God performed so many miracles through Jesus and changed all lives you have seen personally, including your own, and then doubt him, you cannot have both doubt and belief. Choose him 100%. Choose to have faith all of the time. With God, all things are possible. All the time. Without faith, nothing, not a thing, nothing is possible. These people in the Bible, this is what I was saying earlier, they just had faith. They just blindly followed him. Let me see if I can figure out where this verse is. I may not have wrote this specific one down. Without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Okay, so this is still chapter 11. That was verse 6. And then I'm going to skip down to verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, he obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. By faith, he made his home in the promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. He went because God told him to go. Even though he did not know where he was going, why he was going, he did not know. He didn't know where he was going. But he went. And that is blind faith. God said, go. He said, okay, I don't know where I'm going, but let's go. That's blind faith right there. Whew. Okay. Now, in chapter 11 alone, okay, the words by faith is said 23 times, and I may have missed some when I counted. 23 times. That just blew my mind. Okay. All right, let's get down to verse 15. If they had been thinking of the country they had left, they would have had the opportunity to return. Instead, they were longing for a better country, a heavenly one. So this is talking about it explains itself, but if they wanted to go back, they could have went back. But they were fully obedient, and they were looking forward to their heavenly reward. Their heavenly country is what this is saying. So instead of looking to the worldly things, they chose to be obedient and to have blind faith and just to do what they were told to do by God. Okay, let's move on to verse 25 through 26. And this is now we're talking about Moses. He chose to be mistreated along with the people of God rather than enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. He regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as a greater value than the treasures of Egypt, because he was looking ahead to his reward. So let's talk about that for a second. So verse 25. Moses chose the treasure of heaven rather than the things of this world. He chose to be one of the Lord's people. He chose to be mistreated and looked down on because he chose God. Okay, I would move on to chapter 12, but I think I don't have enough on chapter 12 yet to go into that. I'm almost done with 12, but I think I got stuck in the last part. So I'll do 12 and 13 together next time. So right now, I really encourage you to go read chapter 11. This chapter just is my favorite. It's my favorite. Because it is teaching us how to put our faith in God and to just blindly follow him. We need to live by faith and not by sight, because all these people, they did not have all the testimonies that we have now. And if they were able to blindly follow God, why can't we? We should have no problem just blindly following God. So I encourage you to go read this Hebrews chapter 11. And if you've got anything to add to it or say or whatever, just hop on here.